Hello, everyone. I'm hearing sound.
Hello, everyone.
I'm hearing sound. Okay, cool. Okay. Basically, okay. So first off, oh no, if there's any problems, I did move some of my stuff around, so. Try that. I don't know. The little thingamajigger that. Anyways. So. Yeah, I wasn't able to. I didn't get around to streaming this time, so we're gonna do it today. For those of you wondering, first off, welcome to the stream. Just so you know, for those who are watching on Twitch and Facebook, eventually, unfortunately, the way those two systems work is eventually they will delete the stream. So, but you can also find it on YouTube. This is previously what we did, but I was wondering, what's this doing? Well, the challenge is simple. Essentially, we're trying to find out who is the best starter Pokemon at a Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur in Fire and Leaf Green. To do that, we are basically doing a solo run for all three. We've already done Charizard, we've already done Venusaur, and now it's Blastoise's turn. Now, as for the rules, basically, a couple of rules. First off, we're only going to be using Blastoise in battle. If it's one of the couple of double battles, I just have to keep swapping out the Pokemon. Obviously, I'm not HM slaves. Yeah. Now, the rules when it comes to since the goal is to find out which one's the best, one of the ways to find out is to figure out which one I have to use minimum resources on. So any TM I can buy at the department store, completely fair game, very easy to get these TMs or whatever. Anything I can get from the Team Rocket's hideout, if it requires it, that's going to be a little bit of a problem because, yeah, you can still technically buy them without doing, like, the gambling and stuff, but it's going to take a lot of money and a lot of time and effort, so it's really to the point where it's like, there's no point. Let me quickly check. I think I have the Pokeflute. Look, it's been way too long since I've played. The Silph skill, that's what I was looking for. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna cut through Saffron. Anyways, so, now, one-time use TMs, and those little, like, teacher guys that you see around, like, for Mega Punch and stuff. For those, I am not gonna be using them. Why? Oh, it's simple. Mostly because, if you stop to think about, can they be helpful? Yes, but they're one-time use, and based off playstyle, you don't know really who you'd actually use it on, you know? So, really no point. Yeah. So just not gonna do it, and we're gonna move on. Okay, right now, what my goal is that I'm going to come here, finish Lavender up, get the Pokeflute, catch the Snorlax. Yes, because these are, obviously you saw we're playing on the Switch one. I am going to catch the Snorlax just because I can. Yeah. Now, the reason why I'm doing that instead of going straight to do Saffron stuff is because I want Surf. Simple as that. I want Surf. Water Gun sure has more power points, by like a lot, but Surf's going to be a whole lot nice. Let's see. This is what Water Gun does. Hey, not terrible, but Surf would have finished it. And you can see I taught him Brick Break. Brick Break is one of the TMs you can buy at the department store. Yes, I technically taught him the one on the SSN, but like I said, between the two isn't that big of a difference, so I'm not really going to fully count it against him. Now you could be like, oh, well, the others you didn't. True, I didn't actually need to use any TM for the other ones, but that was because they really couldn't use it. Okay, I say that, but, well, okay. Actually, did I use Brick Break on Charizard? I know it was an option, but I don't think I did. I think I kept with Metal Claw. I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Oh, I also gave him dark sunglasses.
Or the dark, whatever.
I think it's what, black sunglasses, black glasses, whatever they are, I gave them to him.
Oh, you didn't use them?
Because they didn't have the option. Had they had a dark type move, I would have given it to him. Had I been able to pick up a charcoal, I would have given it to him. So
it's less of a, oh, you shouldn't have done that, and a, there's no reason not to. I'm not counting these against Blastoise.
Because they're completely legit for any of them.
Yes, could you potentially give it to another Pokemon? Yeah, but you don't use it up, so at any point, it's like, oh, well, that battle would have, like, Blastoise would have needed those sunglasses in order to beat that guy. Cool, then give it to the Blastoise for that one fight, and then give it back to your other guy. So, to me, it's not that big of a deal. Unless you somehow come to something where it's like, oh, hey, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming for. I do plan on streaming a decent amount today because
I have nothing else
kind of going on, but we try to progress as much as I can. Yeah, and like right now, I have this on both Twitch and Facebook. So if I don't catch a comment right away, I apologize for anyone. I don't exactly have it streamlined, and I don't exactly have a place to like display it. Well, okay, I could, but well, actually, see, for some reason, every time I added that feature onto this, it would keep messing up, keep having to reset it, blah blah blah, and just I'm not like using a layout for this. So, yeah. But yeah, I do plan on going pretty long, at least an hour.
How long after that?
Don't know. Well, we'll see how much of a roll we get on. But out of curiosity, why 5 hours?
Let's see.
As I wait to see if he gives a response. So let's see. I've been playing Pokemon Champions. Like last thing, I only got to Ultra Ball. I didn't play it as much, mostly because
I've been working on a bunch of other
things. You might have some of the. For those who actually see some of the stuff, you might have seen some of the stuff, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it right. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Knock Knock. N-A-U-K. That's just for unless it's like Knock Knock, like what do you like a. Hang on, I'm trying to think of the Three Stooges. Curly. He goes knock knock. I don't know if it's supposed to be knock knock, but I just pronounce it knock knock. But so I've been messing with some of those videos. I was doing like a little series or whatever, kind of doing stuff. So so I've been trying to get some more of those magnetic blocks and stuff. So, like I said, it's silly goofiness because they're just a random AI video. Some random person tried to copyright it. I'm like, dude, you don't even own the song. Yeah, some dude who made a remix of it because the first part of it starts off it and then you remix it. He does that. Pretty sure it's just a scammer. Yeah, I will call it that because that's essentially what it is. His goal is basically like you can't tell me that's what he did and what it's for, so that's just enough so that some people won't let, but then he could still try to put copyright claims on stuff. Yeah. I think just about every time I posted it, whenever I used Green Hill Zone song, he tried to copyright stream it. I'm like, anyways. The last one I did with Sonic vs. Eggman, that was a little bit more annoying to try and do because, like, just something about the way it, I don't know, like, for starters, it kept getting, like, it tried to combine the little, capsule thing that the critters were in with the, little flying machine. It loved to do that every single time. I tried to say, hey, flip and slam into him, and I had, like, a picture of him, like, floating there, and then a picture of it after it. I think one time he actually did the flip, but he did a bunch of other stuff. And definitely not the best. As for the next thing I'm working on, I'm debating on how I want to fully do the Chaos Symbol thing. Because I have some options. I can either do obviously something closer to Sonic 1's, Sonic 2, which is what I was originally leaning towards. I even I made an attempt to see if I couldn't get it to work with some other things, but let's see what else. I have also considered doing some version of Sonic 3's, which might be a little bit more interesting. My main problem is the main reason why I didn't do Sonic 3's was specifically because I don't have something to represent the blue spheres. And I was like, oh, well, that's not necessarily how I've been doing it. Because, like, sometimes like I can't tell you how hard it is because like what the way it's doing is supposed the one because you could
there's different modes you can do, and the one I've been doing is frame by frame.
Frame the frame, which you upload 2 pictures and then it will basically flow into the others. A couple of problems is, of course, you get a prompt by saying what happens. The problem is the AI doesn't seem to like it has to like it wants to do the full 5 seconds because that's the typical like that's the amount of time. So because of that, it will try to add a bunch of extra stuff. Or, I can't tell you how many times, like, you have one scene, okay, it should just be a simple, quick shifting of the camera. Nope, it runs around this big, and then, like, okay, fine.
That'd be fine, but, well, for some of them, others it's like,
why did it do it that way? But... yeah, so
anyways, so for those, it's like, yeah, those were fine, but then others, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we don't want to work.
Because, like, there was one time, a couple of times, actually. But I think typically when I tried been doing the background you see, like, I want it to be, like, the actual background, the little blue part, but it keeps turning it into, like, a castle or a big wall or something. So I've been struggling on that type of part of the background. And for those wondering what it is, it's basically just like those Sonic toys have like little whatchamacallit with it. Yeah, I must have thought that. The little insert on like the Sonic toys. Oh, that kind of looks like a digital version of the sky. Maybe if I push it back enough, maybe. I don't know. I've been testing stuff out. Yeah, I know. Like, oh, what? It's coming at that. I mean, like, there's not much else to really talk about at the moment. Like, I'm breezing through majority of these battles. Yeah, just the power of most of your starters. You know, it's gonna be pretty strong. Yeah. Yay. It's so weird seeing the English text now when I've been so used to playing. Like, I've been playing, like, mostly when I just want to play on my own time, I've been playing, like, the Japanese version. That's why it's so weird seeing it in English right now. Granted, how much I can read it, because, like, yeah, I'm working on it. Right now I'm working on learning the characters. Unfortunately, they're like 2 sets, technically 3, because some words have like their own special kanji for it. Like, I think like Tokyo, Japan has its own like set of kanjis for them. Jerk. If that was Surf, that would have went through. But either way, because of these things, but besides that, it has 2. And unfortunately, majority of the Pokemon names are in Katakana, which I've been mostly focusing on Hiragana first. Which is kind of sad because of what I just mentioned. All the Pokemon names are based off of that. Sorry, I just stretched. But yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to think of just some other things.
something I might try. Stream playing Cobblemon.
More specifically, stream VR Cobblemon, because I've been... Well, okay, I haven't played it in a bit, because, like I said, I've been messing with other things.
I also did redo my room, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to redo the room. So I moved around, so I have a lot more space to just move
and whatnot, especially if I did like VR stuff. So anyone be interested in watching me play that? Could be fun. Yeah.
No, that right there just reminds me of playing on.
Oh wow, what's it called? I was about to say Pokotopia. Dang it. The Poke Olympics? No. Wow. It's the Johto Games and they do like the 3 different events or whatever. I don't know why I can't remember the name. It was in there, like the one you have like a bunch of bricks that you have to break. Alright. Now, we are headed back. Can I fly now? Didn't even give me the move. Might not even have it yet. Nope, don't even have it. Well, I prefer to just surf the 2 trainers and get it done with. Well, I think I might be able to, like, skip them. I don't know if I can just go past them. I think I can. Yep. Oh, duh, they're double battles. They don't move. I'll come back when I get surf. So I can, like, knock them out at once. Definitely excited for them to release, like, Ruby and Sapphire. I mean, there's a good chance they're going to. They'll probably do it similar to the other ones. Probably closer to what, fall-ish? Can I fly, or did I need... Okay, cool. That's because I wanted to heal. So, anyways, yeah, so I'm working on doing backgrounds for that AI thing. What's kind of interesting is there's only a couple of times where it actually were like, which is the interesting thing to me. There's only been a couple of times where the AI will populate the world with more of those blocks. One of which, before I got the little background that I started using, I angled it, and so it mistook a blurry picture of a chair, like a corner of a chair, as like a mountain, and so he moved around in it, but it stayed like using those blocky stuff, which was actually pretty cool. The only thing that kind of wasn't as cool was... Ooh. This is why we say it. So, now, why am I catching the Snorlax? Because I can. Like I said, this is a legitimate Snorlax. So if I was playing on a ROM, I would just knock it out and move forward. I don't need it for HMs or anything. But since I know... Ooh, 2 dudes. Wait, I didn't see how much that did. It's not very much at all. Just keep flinching, my dude. So anyways, I think the other time is when I put it in front of a different background. But then again, I wasn't using the frame, and I pulled up a picture of like the background from just don't go to back to bed. That is perfectly fine. Great ball. So, let's go back to this. Dang it! Great. I do not have that many, do I? Thankfully, he's the last guy I have to collect. Just stay asleep. Definitely stay asleep. Trying to stay asleep? No. Blah. Anyways, so as I'm dealing with this, I don't know, because as I mentioned, it does. It's a little disappointing. Anyways, so either way, like I said, working on that. I could go back to the one. One of the reasons why I stopped doing the one was because which is another reason why I didn't streaming is my brother was using the computer to work on the game we're working on, and so yeah. See what else? This is why I was hoping to get some kind of different background. Plus, it was a little bit hard to like pick up this thing I built and put it in front of my computer. Oh, are you kidding me? Last one. Gonna take a while. So, yeah. It's just honestly.
It is what it is type of thing.
So like I said, I've been debating on how I want to deal with it. So with like the background stuff. And right now I've been debating on how do I want to deal with what is it? Oh, the special stage. Oh, I forgot. The fourth option would be to just skip it. Just have him appear after he's already collected the emerald. Let's see. Yeah. So as an aside, so Pokemon Champions has a new season, a new battle pass, and I hate the fact that the subscription doesn't include the battle pass. I'm like, I don't know. So you have to pay to get the new battle pass, and it's like now if it was like it'd be different if it was like maybe like it took a bit, like maybe 2-3 months, something like that. No, it's basically a month-long battle pass. So you basically have to do a monthly subscription. So why is it not just included in the subscription? Because I think at some point I'm going to go ahead and attempt like a little bit more of a fancier team. Because right now I just have like a regular kind of snow team. Oh, did not mean to do water gun. Come on, Great Ball. Anyways, I think some other things just to talk about. Let's see, because I could talk about how it's something avoiding Pokopia, even though I want the game, but I don't have where I need to play the game. So if you think about it, me catching the Snorlax doesn't break any rules anyways, because, as I said, never said anything about catching Pokemon. I only said I couldn't use any Pokemon in battle. Get caught, please.
Just don't use rest.
Ah! I don't even know how many you've used so far. Like, one of the reasons you use bite over water gun is because they have the ability to cause a flinch. Of course he woke up. Fine. Now please get caught. Don't use rest for the next 4 turns, please. It's fine, Blastoise can go to sleep as long as you get caught. He has more? Are you kidding me? Whatever. I don't... Snorlax did not take this long when I did Venusaur and the other guy. Granted, Venusaur had the ability to put him to sleep, so he couldn't... Yeah. Wait, no. Wait, actually, no. He had poison powers, so maybe not. But still. It does not take this many tries to knock out... catch the sticking Snorlax. Oh. Okay. I can use one of our 2 Great Balls on low HP. Just Like, we just get you back down to the red before you wake up? Whatever. I want to see. Hopefully it's a range. It'd be amazing if it's a range. Ooh, it is. That's so convenient. Oh, are you kidding me? See, I don't know if this one's defense is that good, or if the other one's defense was that bad. This won't take as long, potentially. Which reminds me, man, I seen this dude. I didn't think. See, I thought no guard didn't work on Oko moves. But yeah, some dude, he had a Snorlax that knew Fissure, and yeah, he had a Snorlax that used Fissure, and he trained on him no guard, and then he was just hitting those fissures left and right. Like, are you kidding me? Like, again, I thought no guard didn't affect those. Okay, stay asleep. Okay. So let's get one more red zone sleep attempt. Sorry. I had it. Didn't want that one anyways. I really hope that that one just wasn't like one that had a good defense. Okay, good. There we go. We can move on now. Yay. Okay. Yeah, I was strongly considering just like saying forget it and move on. Ugh. See, part of me wants to go and just like zoom past this so that I can go get Surf, but would it be a really legitimate try if I skip past stuff? Then again, I'm skipping Erica, so I guess don't really that much. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We do these guys. Take out, do Koga, and come back, and do, what's their face? Take out Koga, come back, and do... I guess, yeah, the new Silphco, take out Sabrina, then debating if I want to go ahead and do Celadon or come back, because I don't know. I don't think with what I got, I don't think it's gonna be too terrible-ish. And I gotta sneak past this guy. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? I can just fly. it doesn't actually matter that much. Like, oh, why is flying? Why don't you just... I guess it's because I don't want to see him get taken out on camera. Just technically, and what would have happened? Oh, yeah. Alright. He's gone. I'm going to be right back.
have returned.
Alright.
So,
With that, we shall return to our originally scheduled program of beating up biker guys. Oh, I just realized those guys could have looked up. Ugh. Luke, I am not your father. I would never bump into you. I'd just turn towards you slightly. And hear a thump sound. It's kind of interesting how in this one we didn't have to well, I guess it's technically the fourth gym, because like each one we technically skipped a gym each time. Or at least did do it in the intended order. Yeah. The first one we skipped Misty to come back immediately after. Then Venusaur? No, I don't think we. No. Yeah, no, we didn't skip that one, did we? Blaine's gym. So let's see. Yawn sometimes. Maybe. I might be headed to Fuchsia. How did you know? So, working on this. Gonna beat this talking of all form. After this, I'm not sure specifically what I'm going to be streaming. I guess technically I can go back to my shiny lock. I think the reason why, okay, first off, I do still want to at least attempt the run. I still might only do one run if I fail, because it takes way too long just to get the first one. Of course you poisoned me. How dare you? Doesn't help that I'm also kind of out of practice on playing ZA. Can you just fly from here? Oh, I can. Cool. Goodbye. Jeff. He can play important. Which reminds me, there's like less than a month left, and I don't even think I got to level 10 on Fortnite. That's just how much I just haven't cared as much about it. Just generally just haven't cared. I should say playing the game, not necessarily doing stuff on the game.
I should probably grab my
controller. Figure out what my Xbox. I think it's because I kind of shifted a lot of that stuff that I had all scattered on my desk to a drawer that I had the room to bring in here. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, that's not very nice of you. I'm only water gunning you again because I don't remember if you have static. Which I think is soundproof? Maybe? I think eventually he gets that, but I don't know if he has it now. Yay, knockout! Woo. Sorry. A lot of times that sounds a little bit overly more sarcastic than I technically mean it, but at the same time, it's supposed to be sarcastic, but not as sarcastic. Don't throw me, Vitaly! I'll have to water gun you! Be a rebel. Be a rebel. So yeah, so I'm running like an interesting team, which I'm not sure why I decided to run the team I am on my Japanese playthrough. Mostly because part of the reason why I wanted the Japanese one is because I wanted to make it a little bit easier for me to learn the words and stuff, but like to be able to read it and things. But it's also a side note. It's weird that some of the attacks use hiragana, but then other times it used katakana or kitakana. I hate the. So a lot of times they'll include like, hey, these are the characters you should use. These are the English characters to represent the sounds. Some of them I'm like, why? Like they have ki and they have ke. But they use ke and ki for those. I was about to say respectively, but I don't know which one is which. Okay. I'm pretty sure ki is actually ki. Yeah, which is dumb, you know? Because I think ki is ki and ke is ke. When personally, I would have swapped them. Or at least did a ke for one and kee for the other one. But I don't know. It's sad to me because of things like that. So technically, it's probably kitakana. Kitakana. And not hero, it's hero. I should spell like hitakana. Actually, I spell like hitakana. Because the kanji for that one is so weird, or the character, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that character's so weird because it's more like a de or a da. It's R-A, but the R makes a funky sound. So instead of going, so it's like a, sometimes it's like a, sometimes you can kind of hear the, or the, because like sometimes it's like da or de, or R-I or whatever, but sometimes it's actually, sometimes you don't even hear that part. So it's like, eh. Like, eh. It's super weird. But then again, there's another one, which but then again, I suppose it's like just one of those ones, like, yeah, I suppose it's one of those ones like I was about to say, oh, it's a switch Pokemon, but then like, oh wait, no, it's probably not switch Pokemon. Anyways, dang it, what is that? Oh, it's Sue, I think it is. Yeah. So it's Sue. Sometimes the ooh part can be removed, so it makes a s sound. Typically, I don't think I've seen it outside of the end of a sentence, from what I've seen, outside of the end of the sentence. So, like, the word des, yeah, the word des is actually, the last character is the Sue character. So it has a silent ooh, and then I see another one that they pronounce hiss. which, again, they removed the ooh. Since I've mostly been like focusing on like learning the words and like special things like that. It's weird that that one hasn't come up in that part of stuff. But Lost weather gun. Blarg. Oh, dang. I didn't realize it wasn't his last one. What did I get for not paying attention? Jamal. Good workout. Thank you. Okay. So hoping that I already finished him because I'm out of water guns, but... Ooh, that would have been not very nice. Because I'm pretty sure poison resists fighting.
Loblacker.
Billy. That reminds me of the other one that they do. They do these little. There's a couple of them that they do so that you could like do like quick little ones. They add like fancy things to it, and one of them is in basically singing the Billie Jean song. I don't know who originally sung it, so I was like, oh, but this artist, like, I don't know who the artist is, but it might be Michael Jackson, I don't know. Oh yeah, no, well, yeah, no, it would be because those pelvic thrust parts of the dance. Anyways, so my goal is for the knock knock stuff, or nook nook. Pretty sure it's not. For that stuff, honestly, I'm primarily just gonna go with yeah. I'm gonna continue my little thing. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do for the special stage. I already did a test by putting him in front of my character in front of a GIF. What's funny is the background worked fine, the way the background looked, but for whatever reason, they decided they didn't want the, it just didn't work for, like, they kept messing up the way Sonic was running, but then, which I should know, one of the reasons why, like, the Eggman one, the reason why I did the frames, he always had to stay in the corner unless he was, like, laying on something. Which I tried to do that anytime, like, I was trying to do the frame where he slams the wrecking ball down. And the funny thing about that is it, oh, I'm trying to think, seriously, the funny thing about that is, so basically, I have to hold the figure in a little corner to make it flying, but I can't show my fingers, and some of those, it can be such a pain to try and do it. It's like, ugh. Either way, so I was holding Sonic up to the thing, but I was actually holding onto his foot. But because it's in the back thing, it didn't work, so it kept making it, like, I kept trying, and the background itself was working well. It was like cycling through it to make it look like it was, but his running, the way it animated him running, looked so bad. I did a couple of runs, and I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I'm debating on how I want to do it. Because I could build like a little tube or something, like, but I have to build it with my one brick, like magnetic brick things and blah blah blah. I just don't know if that's the style I want to go for, the way that should look. So I'm gonna attempt to see if, because maybe just if I can raise the camera a little bit to get more of the way the shoe looks or whatever. But then again, and it's just something with certain AIs, but this one especially, because like it tries to like, from what I understand, based off of what someone said, it tries to predict what it thinks it's going to see, but at every frame it does for the animation. What does this mean? For example, I seen this one. It had this. It was like a Ken doll, or exactly what it was. Basically, it was this human figure. We think it was a doll. Regardless, he had a mustache, and he was dancing in the scene. And whenever he turned, during the dance, he ended up his camera head faced fully away from the camera, so that whenever he looked back, his mustache was gone. Because the AI forgot that he initially had a mustache. So from what I understand, it's doing more a frame by frame, type predictive algorithm of some kind. So in order to try to animate it, granted, it's not like, okay, granted, it's not like, oh, you know about, I don't necessarily know that much, if anything, about AI and stuff. I just kind of know, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, this is just based off a guess and what I've seen it do, and what someone mentioned about how he predicts patterns. So I'm like, okay, wait, what? Oh, here's the move deleter. Okay, I think, is this the one? It's so weird talking NPCs and knowing what they say, because like I said, I've been playing the one for a bit. Okay, here we go. I know one of you guys, Mr. Fishing Guru. Cool. Good rod is better. Gotcha. That's a side note. I really wish that, I really do wish that, I do wish that Dragonair and Dratini didn't look so drastically different from Dragonite. Because it sucks, because I like Dragonite, and Dratini and the other one are fine, but I don't care for them that much. So because I don't care for them as much... Wait, I forgot to do something important. So because I don't care for them as much as I do Dragonite, it sucks that you don't get the Dragonite design until basically you don't really get the Dragonite design until a lot later. I mean, since you get the Dragonite. So that's sad for me because that's why sometimes I don't get to use a Dragonite in a run. Most runs. Not that you can't do it in any run, because there are some games that do push you up there. Like ZA, for example, is a great example. Okay, I did not want to waste my steps to get the Quick Claw. but most games, by the time you get, by the time you can get Dragonite, it's already over. I guess technically if you're doing a Johto playthrough, it won't be as bad, but... Okay, snag the teeth. So I don't want to forget that. I hate the fact that these quote-unquote rest houses also count your steps. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's making me want to watch Pokemon Red the movie. That like animation, that one dude. Man, it's so good. I just find myself just watching it every so often, just for fun. Even though, yeah, it's a 3-hour movie, and like, oh, I wonder if he's already finished with gold. I won't lie, there is one thing I don't like about that one. Yeah, there's one thing I actually kind of don't like about the gold one. And I can't really mention it without revealing spoilers, and since it's not complete. Let's just say that there's a part where a bunch of... where I feel like Gold basically kind of becomes a sideline in his own thing. Which I kind of don't like. Oh my goodness, I'm magic card. Why am I doing this? I don't know. I can't remember if Juchini is only from with a Great Rod, or if he can also be a good, I don't know, Super Rod.
I don't know why they decided to change the names from Super and Hyper.
The one thing I do miss, especially when I was going Feebas hunting, is like I kind of don't like it when they want you to play the minigame. Yeah, I give up on that. But yeah, when they make you... I don't like the fishing minigames. I like it just... you do it, you send it in, you get it or you don't. Especially when you're, especially when, like, you're going full speed, like sometimes am. And I guess I wasn't on that... yeah. It'd be a lot easier just to set it and forget it if I didn't have to, you know, constantly do that. Yay! Got a random Rhyhorn. See which one runs out first. My Safari Balls or my Steps. Probably the Steps, admittedly. Because I have 21 survivables, which means... I mean, granted, yeah, I could run into something like the Rhyhorn, and it just sticks around for a bit and not get caught. But... Let's see. Yeah, I have 56 steps, yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just, like, hop in one spot or whatnot. Or maybe not hop in one spot. Why did I throw the ball? I don't need two. Fun fact, did you see, look at Nidorann's, the female in Nidorann's name? It actually is not colored, unlike the other ones, which actually do have colors. Like that color right there. I just maybe do some kind of Pokedex run at some time, just for fun, you know? Chewy. Yep, steps are first. Yay. I'm gonna save. I don't know why certain things like I think it's the Safari Zone. It's super weird how like certain caves just fill me with just like, wow, how can you do this so many times? I think I'd say I think the biggest ones are Rock Tunnel. Yeah, Rock Tunnel, Safari Zone, and Silph. Even though I think all the Rocket little places kind of just like, wow, you know? Anyways, I need to throw these guys into digital paradise, obviously. Oh yeah, so I was mentioning that, and I have it's sad that, Crobat can't learn Fly, because sadly, because of that on my team, such a really unorthodox team, that because I've not really used it, which is one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to do it. I've been catching Pokemon as it is, but I'm even using a Beedrill, which is crazy. Mostly because, like, yeah, and then, let's see, so I'm using a Beedrill, I'm using, goodbye, Water Gun! Wait, let's see, I'm using Beedrill, I'm using, dang it, who else am I using? Beedrill. I'm Mr. Mime, which I don't think I've ever really used. Okay, no. I did use one once, and that's when I was doing... I didn't record it, but for fun, when I was playing Platinum one day, I decided I was doing this kind of a... It's similar to a Pokedex challenge-ish. Well, no, actually, no. Never mind, it's not. Basically, the goal of the challenge is every time I beat a gym, I had to change my team. With one exception, I was allowed to keep my starter. Actually, I was doing a different version of it that first time, which was... Because of the HMs and stuff, I was allowed to have a travel team, but anytime I fought the gym... when I fought the gym, I had to change. Like, I had to change my Pokemon for the gym. I think eventually I started just throwing him straight into my party. I believe, but before that, yeah. It was fun. Maybe I might try that challenge on this one at some point. Yeah, I was allowed to keep my starter. In other ones, huh? Oh. I should. Oh, I forgot to grab the teeth. Because I do need strength. I don't have to leave because I'm poisoned. I was hoping not to have to leave. It's funny. I think I've been using my bike a lot more during this than I ever used to. I think it's because, like, there's been a couple of reasons. I say the biggest reason why I don't use my bike, or hadn't used my bike as often, outside unless I'm, like, hatching eggs or something. Mostly because, like, I like just seeing my character. I like it when my character's going on an adventure, and to me, it feels like they walk the adventures and not try to, like, bike through everything. So I think that's probably the biggest reason why I don't. And sometimes they give the character, like, a funky, weird outfit or whatever. I guess it's not really funky, but I think this one ROM hack I was using, which is weird because they give you the option to change so much stuff about your character. You can even import sprites and change, like, the way they're fishing, surfing, walking, running. Actually, no, they didn't do running, but you get the point. But there was a run function. They just used the cycle the ones. Yeah, for when you use the bike, they decided, no, I was going to give him a helmet. So, anyways. Oh no, not my attack. I'm glad that surf is actually pretty quick in this generation. Because I want to say in Gen 1 and 2, it is so slow. Oh no, not my attack again! It's weird, I have rapid spin, but, like, I don't think I even need it anymore. Because they typically don't use move. Oh, okay, they might use, like, wrap or something, so yeah, but it's not that big of a deal because it isn't that much, and it's not like I can switch out anyways.
Not really that frustrating.
See, it's like let's see. There's the new announced Star Fox game, which how many times are they going to, like, seriously? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I could be seen. New Skullblast sucks. I don't think it raises the fan effect. I don't remember if it did or not. Because if it did, it wouldn't be as bad, I'd say, but I don't think it does raise defense.
Anyways, so
Here's the thing. When it comes to no,
I forgot what I was talking about.
oh,
Star Fox. Anyways, so it's weird to me that again they've probably because unless I'm mistaken, if I remember right, Star Fox 64 was technically a remake of the original Star Fox, like the Super Nintendo one.
it might have been more like a.
They rebooted the story, but not necessarily a full-on like reboot. But it was some form of reboot or whatnot of the original one, which is the funny part to me. So it's already a remake of a remake, and there's already I think another one or two remakes after that too.
I'm like, can we not get like a new storyline part Star Fox game?
I haven't really played it. That's why I said I'm pretty sure. I haven't really played that much Star Fox, but still. But then I looked at them, and the design choices. Fox is fine at certain angles, but I say the thing I. But Falco, they did my boy bad. It looks bad. I'm sorry. I do not like the design, especially for like his oh no, not your defense. But especially for like he's supposed to be like this cool, edgy bird or whatever, and he looks just ridiculous. I do not like it. Other than that, yeah. Which is weird. Those two, I feel like the only ones that fully look that drastically different. You know, from like what I like their typical one, just cray to me. But oh no, I was poisoned. Oh wait, actually that can be an issue, but didn't Venusaur struggle a little bit against Toga? Alright, goodbye, Weezy. It'd be cool if you talk to him again and he just kind of vanished again back. It'd be kind of fun. He's supposed to be a ninja after all. And like the slight washed out palette makes it just a little bit harder to see where the invisible walls are. Plus for some reason like zoomed in just makes it look that much worse. Alright, I need to pick up strength, which is a continue to give the Blastoise. In fact, I think during one of my games, I think it might have been on the yellow version. I think I gave strength to Blastoise because I remember, I vividly remember using strength on Blastoise. It's going to be ironic is when I get to this scene, whenever I'm playing the Japanese version, I'm still like, I don't understand it. Oh, man. Oh, no, I don't have a Pokemon with an instinct right now. Do I? Nope. No, I have Blastoise, but I'll wait to give it to him. Pretty sure it's just a rare candy, though. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna take on the two fire type users, then just because I kinda want to at least attempt it, I'm gonna attempt Erica's gym at this point. I already skipped technically a gym to get the Koga, but so like it's not. I can't be like, oh well, blah, blah. Like he was able to do it as soon as you get there. No, I did technically do some extra stuff. Look, I'm not counting Team Rocket Hideout because I think some people just do that. They will just go Team Rocket's Hideout, do the Cubone stuff, and then come back and do Erica.
It's pretty cool to have a move that hits
everyone. It's kind of sad though that Surf used to not hit your partner, but now it does. I think at one point I attempted to do it my own rank dance team. No. Is it? No, I was using. I might have, but I do remember one thing I was using. This is back in like Gen 4. I was using an Electivire with Discharge and a Molga with Discharge, and both of them had Motor Drive. So you can see where the fun was. Okay, I need to buy some more potions. I'm gonna buy them in Saffron actually, because I think, which is weird, I'm pretty sure Saffron's potions are. I think Saffron's items are actually a little bit better, which is weird because like this is just a little mark tucked in the corner, but wait, what's this case? Oh, okay. Anyways, only hyper potions. I mean, hyper potions aren't bad, I suppose. Yeah, right now they're not bad. I think they eventually nerfed them. Because like right now they do 200, but I think eventually they changed it so that it only does 120. But I guess it makes sense. You go from like 50 for like Super Evolution does 50, and then you go straight to 200. It's crazy. And that's another reason which is weird. Why did they change the name from Hyper Ball to? Because they kept Hyper Potion, and there's another one that had Hyper in it. I guess they did the Super Rod, right? No, I guess that would have been. Either way, how come they didn't? I don't know. Wonder why they blocked off certain ones like here. But they just block it off just for fun, just so that some places could be blocked off. Because I think the fact he's asleep implies that this is when Blue decided to go do his thing. I think it's the 5th floor? I'll eventually remember this, which floor to get. Because I like getting, because... Yes, this is the flight floor. Cool. Because I like getting the key first, so that I can basically systematically just go through each one. Without having to like come back and stuff. Go ahead and take on this guy. So crazy. So
right now, based off of this, I hate that you automatically got that. You're so mean. But, there, so based off of this, the fastest to get... So if you want to see this the quickest, or whatever, watch it on Twitch. Because, then again, it makes sense. It's specifically designed for streaming. But based off of, like, what I'm seeing from the preview, that has probably the quickest gap. Followed by, YouTube and Facebook. But then again, dang, I wasn't trying to face you right now. But that all being said, really the only people who are watching on Facebook, if someone watches on Facebook, is people I know in real life, which is really the only people I have on my Facebook. Except maybe the random friend of a friend type person. Or a scammer who stole someone's identity. There's probably a couple of them in there. Excuse me. The fun fact, I think Gen 4 is the first time I tried to use more too many poke. I don't know. Now I'm curious. Okay, so let's see. I didn't start with Gen 1. I didn't start with Gen 1. Not counting the fact I played Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium was the very first Pokemon game, period, that I ever played. So I ended up getting... So because of that, it's probably quicker to go to the bed, but I don't remember what floor it's on. Yeah, so what was I saying? Okay, so so with that, let's see, for Generation 2, playing Gold version, my first team, I basically only used Typhlosion. All the other Pokemon in my team, I think I used for like HMs and stuff, which I think, I don't remember exactly where I even got my original Scyther. I guess it must have been the bug catcher. Yeah, duh, because I guess you don't like to get one. Yeah, I didn't actually have a Scizor for that generation because I didn't have anyone to trade with. Because both my siblings got other games. Where am I going? Yeah, my siblings got other Game Boy games. Like, my sister got a Simpsons game, and my brother got a... Yeah, my brother got an X-Men game. But even if they did, we also didn't have a link cable. But granted, I guess that... Oh, no. Duh, I'm dumb. We could have traded with a Pokemon Stadium. Because we did, because the one we got... Actually, hold on. I don't remember now. Because I know it came with one of those little... GBC, the Game Boy converter thing. I just don't remember how many. Because now it's gonna bug me because I can't remember how many it actually came with. Oh no, okay, no, it came with one. Eventually, I got a second one. Some like yard sale or something. But actually, I think my church was selling it. Don't know how. I guess someone donated it for them to give away, but I'm pretty sure I was a teenager when I got that, but regardless, I mean, granted, yeah, had they actually had it, I mean, had one of the Pokemon games getting a Game Boy Color link cable, or I don't think they used the same one. Because their Game Boy Advance did a different one, but maybe they did. As the Game Boy and Game Boy. Either way, so getting a link cable might have been more of a priority had two of us got a Pokemon game, at least two of us, or a second transfer pack. I think that's what it's called, transfer pack. Because, yeah. So because of that, anyways, so like I said, I didn't get a Scizor, but like I said, I got some other fun Pokemon. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, so I got other fun Pokemon, etc. I primarily use them for that. I don't even think I caught that many Pokemon. Yeah, because I don't remember catching that many Pokemon back in the day. Not that I didn't, like, because like I think I attempted to catch the Sudowoodo because I was confident it was going to be one you wouldn't be able to easily find again. Or maybe I did later. Either way, I remember I didn't catch that many Pokemon. Moving on would be let's see. Moving on would be Ruby version. Oh, also, yeah, for Typhlosion, he had nothing but fire moves. Okay, I keep thinking he had one move that wasn't a fire move, and I keep thinking it might have been Cut. Which is funny because eventually my Scyther became my Cutter, but I think originally I gave it to Typhlosion. Was it because I do remember, because I gave him Ember, Flame Wheel, and Ember, Flame Wheel, and Flamethrower. Those are like the three main ones he had. Funny enough, the main reason why I didn't full on replace them is not only because of just fire. Well, mostly because like I recognize that fire was his main attack, but I'm like, oh hey, this way I can have Ember for whenever I need like a lower powered one for like maybe if I wanted to try to catch something, or even unless I did give him Fire Blast, but I don't think I did. Either way, so I'd have him like a low powered Ember or a plus like for power points, things like that. So that was my reasoning behind it. You know, power points, like, still had a fire move, and just, yeah. Let's see. Next up, let's see. So then when I played the Ruby version, yeah, because I didn't get Silver till probably junior, senior year of high school. Yeah, so that's when I got Silver version. Then, yeah, so that, and then the next one would have been, and then get Crystal for, actually no, Silver version was that late. Crystal, I messed up. Oops. Oh, that was just a hit? That's funny. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Man, I want to use break on you. Let's see. So moving on, what was the next one? Oh, side note. Then again, has it always been in double battles? Because usually with a double battle in other games, if your Pokemon is locked into Encore, usually just press the fight button on him and he'll automatically do it. But I noticed in Champions, whenever you're Encore, you have to specifically pick the that move you're still only allowed to pick. You can still select it, but it's like, no, you can't use that. Dude, try again.
So, anyways, let's see. So, in Gen 3...
So, I got Ruby version, and... Yeah, I got Ruby version first. Trying to... Yeah, so that's it. I got Ruby version first. After Ruby... Okay, so with that one,
I primarily use the Blaziken.
see, part of me,
Part of me wants to actually say that I used a Mighty Inna a little bit. Because there were a lot more double battles, so I think I ended up using a Mighty Inna as well during the double battles. But I don't think I had him out that much.
And, like with the other one, I actually gave him pretty much all 5 moves. Oh, but I think I did have Double Kick. I think I had Double Kick, Ember, Blaze Kick, and Sunny Day, I think was my moveset. Actually, I think Overheat was one of them too. So I might be wrong about Sunny Day, it might have been Overheat. Yeah, I think I might have used a little bit, yeah, because I thought Mighty was kind of cool, because first off, he was a cool dog Pokemon, and I think eventually, like at later times, he did, yeah, I think in later ones he did do, oh yeah. I think in later ones, he was usually one of my core team members whenever I usually would replay it. Then eventually he's then I stopped kind of using him for a bit. But anyways,
so either way, so he became a core member of my...
And that one, I think I was using him a little bit for double battles, but otherwise I typically wasn't.
Yeah.
When I got Sapphire, okay, yeah, because like, okay, so I think I had a Swallow as well. I don't know. Okay, I think I had the Swallow. I don't know how often I used it though. Which is weird because like I do remember. So when I eventually got Pokemon XD and was able to use memory cards and stuff, the thing I liked to do was I got on there, I would connect at least 4, if not 2 of my, because like, because I remember, I got so many of those GameCube, Game Boy Advance link cables. So I got so many of them, and sometimes I think some of them broke. But either way, I got those, and they were pretty cool. And so what I'd do is I'd get on there, and I'd have my save files battle each other. And I do remember that I used a Swallow as one of them. Granted, I don't know. See, maybe I did use... I don't remember using a Swallow as much, though. Because I think I primarily used Blaziken. I might have used the other one a little bit. But I'm pretty positive I mostly solo-runned it. Well, okay, actually, yeah. I might have actually gotten the Pokemon, and I might have gotten to level 50, or whatever the cutoff was. I don't know. Because like I said, it's been forever since I've done that, and I no longer have to save. And I do have my next one I'm about to mention. But, anyways, I do specifically remember he used... I remember I had a Blaziken, and Mighty in it, and I know Swallow was one of them. So, to move forward, the next one is, let me see. So, the next Pokemon would be, what do you call First game was Sapphire. Sapphire was the first time that I'm pretty sure, anyways, that because I actually remember attempting to run more than one Pokemon.
Now, the reason for this was because I had this little story, and I believe I've mentioned this on here. Quite frankly, I don't remember if...
Quite frankly, I might have already went through my original team with this format during one of them. So, I don't know. Okay, so, moving on. So either way, so the next one is that I had was a blah blah blah. Okay, so anyways, so because of this, I had a character, and I was using like basically when I played it, the first one would always be my JC character. Originally was a self-insert character, but eventually turned into a completely different character. Like, I even ended up changing the gender, because, like, I believe I brought this up before, but basically my JC character was originally a self-insert character, right? But he slowly kind of shifted away from being a self-insert character. And granted, JC is still a nickname that I have that, I got some time ago. So that's why I still technically, like, use it for stuff, as well as the name of this character. They just basically have the same nickname. Anyways. Okay, it's a pretty picture of Pokemon. It feels like it's doing good. Where the Pokemon is. Side note, that TTT, like the fame checker, I remember I was trying, I was literally trying to complete that thing, and I remember I was like short a couple of them. Like I said, no longer had those save files. I ended up selling those games actually to someone. So kind of wish I hadn't, but I eventually got a new set of them. But yeah. Anyways, so moving on. So back to that. That's what I did. Oh yeah. So I was gonna mention that. Essentially, obviously, so he started off as a self-insert character, evolved into something more of a self-inspired character, if that makes sense. By that, I more mean that, obviously he had certain traits that I would have, and the typical, this would be kind of type thing that would be cool if, like, me basically taking some of the personality traits that I wish I had or wish I could expand more. But, anyways, eventually I just started growing bored with the character, and... So then at one point I decided to just gender swap the character just to make the character more interesting, and the character has been gender swapped ever since. So like I said, it started self-insert, turned into basically a completely different character. Yeah. Anyways, So I say that to explain why eventually, whenever I got to, I believe, I think Let's Go Pikachu was the first time I ended up using the female one. Which, side note, this is one of the reasons why I hate the fact that champions, you can't swap your, like, the gender of your character when, like, I hate the fact you can't swap the gender of your character
like you can with like Pokemon TCG Live. Like I hate that fact because yeah, I was actually going to be potentially use that as a basically like as I mentioned, I like to play with like the different characters and have them battle each other, and I play both ends. I would love to use that for something like that. I'd get a second account, and then I could like, oh hey, if I want to use this male character, this girl character, whatever. But no. But admittedly, the biggest reason why is typically if I'm doing like story stuff, and when I'm just doing a typical playthrough on my own, I use the female version, like the female JC. But if I'm doing something like this, I typically choose a male because I prefer it to more because it, you know, I'm a guy, so I'd rather the character I'm playing represent that. So that's why it bothers me, because you can't do that in those games. So sadness. Regardless, anyways, so either way, so moving on. Let's see. So when I played Sapphire version, because the storyline is JC at the time, he basically I like the idea that he had Torchic, and the storyline was that the Kaylee character, she ends up getting she originally the story was every time they picked a starter Pokemon, they'd always pick Torchic or Mudkip. But when Kaylee went to get hers, since they had a Trico that no one ever wanted, I had her pick up the Trico as well, so she ran with 2, even though she's originally going to get the Mudkip. Anyway, that was the story. How I did it was I did the typical started the game, got the Trico, traded it over, reset, and got I think part of the reason why I did it that way, wasn't just because of the story, but just so that I could have so I could actually use all 3 starters during the playthrough. Or just have access to the 3rd starter that I didn't pick. Yeah. So, moving on. Anyways, so that's what I did for that one. Again, I think I might have had a Swallow, but I primarily used those 2. The next set of games I got was good old Fire Red and Leaf Green. They've already mentioned this. Basically, I primarily solo run the games what was it? For Fire Red, I only use Charizard. The weird part is that I do remember I only using Charizard. The thing that feels weird to me is I don't remember if the thing I don't remember is whether or not I gave the XP and the experience share to a second member. Because I do remember, first off, one of the reasons why I was considering that, because I do remember when I played Ruby, after I got my guy up to so far up there, or whatever, when I wanted to do either the battle tower or getting those little me versus me things, it was a little bit more annoying having to level up my Pokemon. Which is funny because now, it's not correction, it's not the hard Fire Red and Leaf Green, to be more specifically. Unless I'm trying to go for 100, which might be a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I need to go heal. Can't remember if it's on the 8th floor or the 9th floor. I think it's one of those. So anyways, it is possible that when I did it, I didn't actually use the experience share on when I did Fire Red.
So I don't know. I generally don't remember. Oh, dang, that wasn't actually that bad. I thought it was going to be like half that. Oh, dang it, I thought I was going to do Celadon Gen. Oh. Too late to do that now. I think this area is almost finished. This is you. I believe that's it.
Anyways,
okay. So next, yeah. So Fire Red, Leaf Green. So Fire Red, I picked Charizard because he was on the cover, and as I mentioned before, the reason why I specifically chose Charizard because I had some weird notion. Either I believed it or I actually heard someone mention it, but that wouldn't make any sense because I didn't really have any friends.
so I thought that because Charizard runs the cover, he got some kind of boost or whatnot.
He picked the start that was on the cover. So either way, that's why I picked Charizard. Same reasoning. I already fought you. Okay, so moving on. Seventh? Oh, 8th is the very next one. Just what I want. Nope. Here's the 9th? Dang it. I think this is the 9th, because yeah, I think it's right after and left there. Either way. So that's essentially it. Oh wait, no, I'm not done with my little story at the time.
Okay, so Leaf Green, I played Venusaur. I don't know why I picked Farfetch'd. I will not lie, but I gave a Farfetch'd the experience share, and I ended up having to swap occasionally back to him. Like, in fact, I even got to the point where I just basically stopped solo running with Venusaur, and I basically used him more often. Because I remember having so many problems with certain Pokemon, like, you know, I'll just swap them in. Yeah. And you've already, those who've seen, if not, for those on Twitch and Facebook, check out my YouTube page. I hope there's links to it. If not, it's at GC.
Yes, at JC Kane, JCKANE, no spaces or anything like that. And you'll find my thing. Yeah. But yeah, JCKANE. So yeah, just search that. You'll find me. You'll see my little pixelated name tag.
Yeah, because like I said, Twitch, Facebook and Twitch only keep things for so long. So like I said, if you want to find it, it'll be one of those two.
I mean, so Venusaur kind of had a little bit of a thing during those. So yeah, let's see. So moving on would be next. I got Emerald. It's weird because I remember, like, maybe I did. Maybe I think when I played Emerald the first time, I think it's actually when I attempted a full team. The reason why I say it's weird is because I barely remember it. And I forgot I surfed the electrodes. But anyways, because I remember playing a Pikachu, having a Pikachu. Was it maybe I was actually in the Sevii Islands? I don't know. I don't know. Either way, yeah, because I think, because I do remember playing, I think I played Emerald, and I think I tried to use a full team, because, yeah, so I could be completely wrong on what team members I used, because I think I might have ended up resetting my Ruby version, or it got reset on me, and I think I might have done more than just a solo run on it. See, that's the thing. I think some of it I actually solo run, or then I mostly use one Pokemon. Because maybe I did try to use, I did technically use other Pokemon, but my starter was always out front. And I think it wasn't until later that I started doing the one I typically use now is, usually the way I do it now is the Pokemon that has the lowest level I put out front. And with some exceptions, those typically being, if I'm on a broader route that's going to have nothing but water Pokemon, I might have my electric one out. Oh, and the other actual exception is if I'm in a gym. If I'm in a gym, I'll typically have whatever weaknesses, whatever, and I'll just always have them out front. Yeah, otherwise it's always the lowest level. So, yeah, that's typically how I do it. Yeah. Trying to. Yeah. So anyway, it's all fun. Next up. So like I said, so with that, I want to say, see, I remember I had a Wilmer in the Warlord, but I don't know if I actually used it as much. I think I had, no, don't get me wrong, I might have just played it later, and this is a team I attempted to use. But I think it was like Blaziken, Mightyena, Gardevoir. I remember I used a Cacturne at one point. And then I attempted a Flygon. And I think the last one I had, yeah, I think I had specifically had one Wailord, or Wilmer, or whichever one it was. Because the reason why I say I think that is because I think I attempted a full team, but because of the evil water HMs, I didn't end up using Wilmer as much. Plus, I don't think I was using my typical lowest out first, so the levels weren't exactly the same. Okay. So, next, before Gen 4, that's when I ended up getting red, blue, yellow, silver, and crystal. I was about to say, like, did I went the right way? I'm like, yeah, I did. So, for my red version, I was mostly a character-based, it was another character-based one. Now, typically, the way I do it, which I've mentioned, is my first run, I use either myself or the JC character. Well, typically it's now the JC character I use, but originally I was using basically my self-insert. Now it's just the JC character. Anyways, so what happened is but since at that point, since I kind of been combining Gen 1 and 2 together, I ended up having sorry, I had an itch. But so what ended up happening is I had a darn it. Side note. I guess because my YouTube stream is playing, my computer is entering sleep mode, so that's nice. Typically, I would have had to move the mouse occasionally. So anyways, okay, so
with that. Okay. So either way, so with red version, I actually did a full team, funny enough. It's based off a character that I named Jason, and the interesting thing about him is I actually created the character from a dream. He went through drastic changes, and now I don't even really use the character much anymore. He's what I like to call, is kind of what I kind of call a gimmick character, where there's something unique about this character. The problem with is that uniqueness doesn't always translate well for what I'm doing. So in this case, talk to me. Thank you. I want to play silly games though. It's fun. But anyways, so sorry, I was laughing at. I can't say it, but it's funny how many the names of certain characters who work for Team Rocket. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. So, okay, so essentially, what happens is that, okay, so either way, so I had a dream about this cool character, and originally he was going to actually, he mostly ran, it's actually funny, okay, his original team was actually the 3 starters, and then, okay, did the first Pokemon movie called the 3 legendary birds the legendary titans? Because I'm almost positive they did, because I was calling them for that for years. Called them the Titans. Either way, so he had those 3 and those 3, but then eventually I think I gave him a Snorlax, an Alakazam, and a Dragonite. And that was the team he had, and that's essentially the team I ended up going through the game with. Which is a little weird because I barely remember me using the Dragonite in that game. So maybe I didn't end up giving him the Dragonite. I might have, because I think at one point that's what I was doing. I was doing 5 Pokemon with the 6th one I'd use for an HM slave. Yes, I do have an appointment with the boss. I'm penciled in around now for a butt whooping. So if you'd be so kind to direct me to your boss. Anyways, so blue version, apparently I never played. Yeah, like it's weird because I had it and I think I was planning on using it for my JC, like, because red version was going to be Jason, so I think I was going to end up using blue version for JC, but apparently I never played it. The reason why I say that is because later, when I went to play it, it was this brand new save file. And the battery was still working, so I should note that. So it wasn't like the battery died. So that was crazy. But then again, I think the battery eventually died too, because I think it's dead now. Sadly. But then I also got a yellow version, and I used this other character from this story that I was trying to write and never did, but I used characters from that for it. And that one, I think I used, I didn't use a full team. I think I used 3 Pokemon. Yeah, because I used, let's see. No. I used the full team. Yeah, I used the full team. Because it was yellow version. Which is ironic because I don't know why. I don't know. I guess it's because I knew your starter was Pikachu. And so that's why I still used Jason for the other one. Because Pikachu wasn't going to be on his team. Nonetheless. So either way, so you have, so you have those 2 Pokemon. Then I would give it to, what's their names? Anyways, so the way, yeah. So for that team, I had, if I can remember them all, as Pikachu. Yeah, Pikachu, the 3 stars, so Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. Funny enough, I actually only leveled them up to level 50, specifically because I was using them for one of the Poké Cups on Stadium, so I never leveled them past level 50. Yeah. So okay, so there's that. I was trying to think. Sorry. Anyways, so either way. It blah 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 blah. Darn. Anyways, either way. Okay, yeah. The team was those 3. Then I had a Nidoking. I was supposed to Pikachu. I think Pidgeot was the other one I had. The final one I had. So that was the team. Let's see. Moving on to... Which is weird, because I actually think I might have went over this before. But then again, I think I skipped... I only did my first runs on games. And if so... Oops. He's gonna have to listen to it now. Oh, he's out of sleep powder. No. Okay, good. I was waiting again. Oh no. That's so evil. I think he eventually gets Solar Beam for the championship, but still. I just got rid of that, you know that, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see. It's. I just got rid of that. I'm glad he didn't potion. Yeah, I might still have to use X items. Evil? So, like, if you happen to deal, like, should the choice of what makes the better starter, should that actually make a difference based off of, like, which one your rival has? Because it kind of does, but that also doesn't necessarily, like, say anything bad about Blastoise in himself. But the sleep powdered Bulbasaur can be really mean. Let's see. Either way, so moving on is he just loves his Intimidators. Let's see. The next game that I got was Diamond.
So when I got Diamond, that was just, like, it's weird because apparently I did. Okay, actually, no, I forgot about the Silver version. Which actually might not have gotten until after I got Diamond version, now that I think about it. But also covers Diamond Silver now. I used a random character team. I don't even remember if I finished it or not. Like, I don't even think I actually, generally speaking, I don't think I actually finished the run. And I don't even remember, like, the team. I think the only ones I remember for sure is I think I was running B-Drill. And, yeah, I was running B-Drill. And I was running, yeah, it would have been after, yeah, it would have been after, that game. Yeah, it would have been after Diamond Pearl, because... Yeah, I think my starter was Tortoise, so I had FRLG, and then I had... Oh wait, no, I need that Lapras. I don't know why people don't. I liked my bag sorted. I don't like super sorted, but I definitely want to sort it enough. Wait, no, I don't need that. Cool. So anyways, either way, so I guess I must have done it. Yeah, I think I must have done at least some, if not at least one. I attempted to do a full team. By the way, when I got Diamond and Pearl, I decided I was only going to use 3 Pokemon and use the other 3 for HM Slaves. Yeah, because I must have, because I think in Emerald version, because I remember... Mostly because I wanted to have at least 3 Pokemon, so whoever I could use for, like, other things or whatnot, especially, like, for Battle Tower and Battle Frontier and things like that. But at the same time, I also... Raising a full team was difficult. Not only did you have to deal with HMs, but you'd also be super under, like, not even super, but especially in the older games, you got, like, so under-leveled, especially in Emerald. But, so because of that, I felt like, yeah, so I ended up only using 3 Pokemon. Those Pokemon was my starter, Infernape, Luxray, and Gastrodon, which I named Gastrodon. If you know, you know. It actually is a reference to something. It's like a show I was watching as a kid, which... Yeah, it was called Martin Mystery, if you know, if you've ever seen that show. Pretty fun show. Yeah. So either way, let's see how Giovanni works. I'm not expecting too much difficult from him since he has a lot of ground type Pokemon, but we'll see. I see. So moving on is I don't remember what my Asian Pokemon was. That was probably just whatever it was at the time. I probably had a Bidoof for Barrel. When I did Pearl, I did the same thing. I'm trying to remember what 3 Pokemon I used. I know my starter was Empoleon. I was about to say Breezel was one of them, but no, Breezel was not one of them. Actually, hold up. I think one of them was a Meganium. Yeah. Because I think I got a Meganium. I think it was actually, yeah. Because I think I got a Meganium. Unless I'm thinking, no, am I? Because part of me says that yes, it was a Meganium. But then the other part says no, it wasn't Meganium. Because I keep thinking I ended up getting a Chikorita whenever, like, in Diamond, and so I gave it to that one. I don't know. It's like I said, it's been forever since I've done that. So yeah. I don't remember. Granted, I can potentially find out because I actually do have that save file. Still, pretty sure. Or at least I had the team. Actually, I don't think I have. No. I don't have the save file anymore because Pearl got stolen with my Diamond version. I think. See, what I want to say it was Empoleon, Meganium, and Sneasel. Well, don't quote me on that. Okay, that's done. Now we'll attempt to do Erica. I healed my team, right? Anyways, take on Erica. And then... Oh, wait, I want to buy... Hold up. I need to go back to Sapphire. Because I don't think they sell those here. We're going to buy some Fill Hills. Yeah, that's the one thing that sucks about these older games. About how they have so much... like that's specifically based off of where you're at. What's that later? Yeah, so because it's based off of where you're at, it's just weird that like the department store sells weaker items than Saffron. That has just a tiny little store tucked in the corner. Anyways, we'll take on Erica. We'll attempt Erica, at least. If we fail, we'll come back last just for fun. Nah, I should probably at least do one attempt per gym. Only real ladies are allowed there. It's super weird, but like people need to battle your thing, so that's not nice. Unless you mean like only girls are allowed to be gym trainers, which is whatever. But like, it doesn't matter, I suppose. But if you mean only girls are allowed to compete, I don't think that should be allowed if you have to have this badge in order to do it. But then again, I get in there, so. Let's see. But yeah, I think that was my team. I keep thinking I eventually added a Meganium and traded over, got a Meganium, but... so moving on, with Platinum, as much as I hate to say it, the most I can remember for Platinum is I ended up picking Turtwig instead of, yeah, I picked Turtwig instead of, not Turtwig. No, yeah, I picked Turtwig instead of Chimchar. So, yeah, so that's fine. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, Heart Gold. It's funny because this is around the point that basically Typhlosion stopped being my favorite Pokemon. Which is funny because it happened right before right before Fire Red and Leaf. I mean, no, Heart Gold and Soul Silver were announced. As for that game, I'm pretty sure I did the trio only one again. My team was, for Heart Gold, was it was Typhlosion. I want to say it was Typhlosion, Lucario, and Blastoise, actually. I know it was Typhlosion and Lucario. Because I remember I traded those. I know I traded in Lucario, because I was really liking Lucario. And I did use Typhlosion. I'm pretty sure the third one was Blastoise. Which... ironically was the whole thing, because I remember when I was in Pokethalon, that's what it was called. Anyways, so when I was doing the Pokethalon, I specifically remember using the Blastoise. Could be wrong, but... yeah, so I was using the Blastoise, and then... this would be super effective, yay. So yeah, pretty much. Okay, so next up would be good old-fashioned the other thing. Okay, then was Soul Silver. My team was Meganium. Because, if I remember, see... because, okay, when I played Crystal version, I was using that character, which is, I no longer use that character. Which is funny, because what's kind of funny is, this character was named AC, and she was related to JC. And originally, what's kind of funny is originally, I was actually liking AC. I tended to lean more towards AC a lot more than I did JC. But eventually... she became a character who I'm like, I just don't care, like, using her, but I do like this one version, like, this medieval version of her, so I decided to make her that version, which was, and it's going to end up being a distant relative of JC, like a great, so many greats grandma. Which is fine, because then JC came on the chopping block, eventually, but... like I said, I ended up ginger swapping the character, and it made it more interesting to me. Either way, so I was using her, and I don't fully remember my Crystal team. I do remember I had Meganium, because I remember struggling so much with him. And I keep thinking I had a... No. Okay. No, I don't think I... Okay. As I've noted with the whole... as I've noted with what I was doing, technically I didn't... Also, I should definitely use break for this next one. As long as it's not a poison bug or psychic type. And of course you are. Anyways, so my point was that
So I actually don't. Actually, no. I might have actually tried the solo run Crystal with just Meganium, which is why I struggled so much. No, I actually think I did. And then later, when I populated her team, I ended up. Because I used the missing glow duplicate items glitch. I basically had infinite rare candies, and that's how I got my team up like that. Had I known you could do that with the protein and things like that, I actually would have had a properly EV trained or DV trained Pokemon as well, but... Oh dang, I am over double its level, that's funny. So many sprites, like I said, they look so much better when you're not zoomed in as much. Because that's, like I said, they were designed for the smaller screen. Which is like the screen of the Game Boy Advance, which is why they do look so much better when you have the smaller screen, because that's what these pixel things were designed for. So then everyone says, oh, they have terrible graphics, then shrink the screen. That's way better. Anyways, either way, on Soul Silver, I ended up using Meganium, Vulpix to Ninetales, and then Steelix, interestingly enough. Yeah, because whenever I did Steelix, so I know I feel like I could have possibly fought Erica a lot sooner, but oh well. Yeah, I forgot about Sabrina. I'm like, oh, I just have to do Blaine and Giovanni and Erica, then that's done. But no, it's not to use Sabrina. Let's see. Then is I don't know why this gym always makes me feel a little anxious, but I think it's not necessarily Sabrina herself. It's the gym puzzle. And it's not that. Oh, it's not because I can't like do it. It just feels like a weird. I don't know. It feels more gauntlet-y than a lot of the other ones. Oh yeah, I forgot about the fighting JoJo. What you got? After this. Yeah. For those who don't know, once the easiest, may not be the quickest, but the easiest way to get to Sabrina and be able to face every single trainer, all you gotta do is whenever you warp to a new zone, just go to the immediate node on the, go to the immediately other side of the room. Not up or down, left or right. So in this case, as you can see, the only reason why I walked up a bit was so that I could, so that the trainer will see me. Yeah, simplest way to do it. Then you'll go through every single one. You'll literally go through every single trainer's room. Granted, there are a couple. I think you do a couple of them more than once, like 3. But you don't do that till at the very end. So like, once you get hit a duplicate, you've already found them all. Yeah, most simplest way to do it. So anyways, so that's what I did with her team. It was Meganium, Ninetales, misclick, but that's fine. Yeah, Meganium, Ninetales, and the other one. Actually, I think it's fine if I use some surfs when I can. No, I just save Bite's PowerPoints. Yeah. Let's see. Next would be. Oh, let's see. Gen 5? Unfortunately, this one I remember. Well, okay. I might be able to remember. Well, it's mostly. Okay. No. It was 5. It was during the its sequel is the one that I attempted to do a full team again. But in this one, I actually started. I was originally going to do only 3, and ended up picking up a 4th member. So I was originally only going to do my usual 3 that I had been doing up to that point, but yeah. No, what was that second member? Oh, it was Victini. So my starter was Imbor. Starter was Imbor. Then I was using a Swablu. No, not Swablu. Swoonbat. Or Swoobat. Yeah, Swoobat. So I used Swoobat, and then I used oh, what was it? Swoobat and oh, really? They're only level 30s? Huh. Anyways, they're like not that much higher than Eric was. But then again, these are the gym trainers. Oh, and then the monkey, which was Semi-Sage. And then the 4th one I ended up adding was, of course, Victini. And that was like the first time I actually used a legendary / mythical Pokemon on my team. Which was pretty cool. Well, as never used one ever, but more like when going through the story. Just thought that was pretty fun. Let's see. Next up is next game would be for White 2. That's when I attempted a full team, and as much as I hate to say it, I don't fully remember the team. I don't even remember if I... See, it's also, that's the one I actually reset the most times. Yeah, because usually because at this point I started making I did my first living dex. As much as I could, technically, I did use some cheat-coded Pokemon for like starters and legendaries. Mostly because I already because during Gen 4, I used a lot of action replay. I guess I technically did use some in Gen 3 as well, but Gen 4 was probably the bigger one because it was like the easier one to do. And I even would like Gen in Pokemon just for fun and for me and like just me and my friends, you know. And so because of that, yeah, we had fun. So essentially, so with some of the Pokemon I had, I was doing, so for some of those, for that dex, I did, like, I didn't just keep, like, oh, I'm going to use this, like, I didn't use the cheat coded Pokemon, I did breed it, and that's why I always say the caveat, but it's not like I never had those Pokemon ever, it's easier to use that one. But that's where I was storing my, what do you call it, my living dex. Eventually, I reset that, but that's where I'm storing it, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to reset it. So that's why I typically reset my White 2. No, Black 2. Yeah, because I have White 1 and Black 2. So I do remember I did a full team. Sadly, that's all I remember. Ones I think I had. Okay, I'm pretty sure I used Imbor again. Because like later I tried switching, unless I used Superior. Yeah, see, already fought all 9 trainers, so now I can just go straight to Sabrina. Just kind of showing it. And to double check my math, just in case I was wrong.
Interesting. Yeah, I never really realized that each of them have their badge floating above it, which is like right here.
Alright, here we go. Just like Pokemon battle. Then why are you... There's two things. One, why are you a gym leader if you don't like Pokemon battle? Number two, also if you don't like Pokemon battling, then why did you kick it? Like, it wasn't the fact that you was appointed, whatever. You literally took out the fighting dojo so you could have the honor of being Saffron's gym yourself. So what? That's crazy to me. Unless you find out that the fighting dojo was secretly evil. Or something like that.
Now that Bat Vibes guy I follow on Twitter.
He would have a field day or something like that. He keeps posting a bunch of different theories and things like that. 43, dang. And he's dead. I mean, KO. I always feel weird when, like, a new Pokemon game comes out, then I haven't played it forever. In a bit. Like, I play it, and then I finish it, and then it's been, like, it's just not as what it used to when I used to play, like, for hours and things like that. In fact, I don't even play, like, the way I used to either. I think part of it was because certain games that had similar, I did a similar thing to, I kept getting burnt out. Like, so basically, yeah, when I originally played, I would stop and talk to every NPC. Like, yeah, I'd talk to every NPC. I would, like, literally explore every nook and cranny that I could, talk to everyone. And then I just stopped. I don't know why. Well, I know in, like, so when I was playing, like, the Mega Man X games... Oh, no. No. It was Mega Man Z. Because when I was playing those games, the thing I thought was interesting about those is that, Alright. Yeah. Is every time you go back to base, I would try to talk to everyone, and I think that partially what burnt me out. And then just, like, replaying some of the, like... Yeah, and then I think the other thing that did it was whenever, like, you just replay replay the old games, things like that. So... Anyways, moving on. So Pokemon I used, I think I attempted or did use a drill burr at one point. Or I think I tried. But I might have ended up giving up on trying to use it because it was taking forever to level them up to my team. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I did either did Ember or Superior. I'm pretty sure Swanna was one, because I remember that one was, like, it gave me, like, so much coverage and things like that. I probably, if I could, no, actually, yeah, I think I actually used I think I used Riolu, or Lucario. It's, like I said, it's been forever. I might not have. I don't remember. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I think that's... I don't fully remember the team. X and Y, however, I do. At least for Y. My starter, which is, again, ironic because this is when I stopped, like... It's kind of funny. It's sometime between after it was announced and... Actually, no. This was actually the game that I actually did that caused me to stop liking Combustion, because that was my favorite Pokemon for a bit. But the way they designed it, he looked so bad that eventually I just had, like, I'm sorry, I can't like you. Okay, like I said, I do like him at certain times, you know, but I don't like him as much as I used to. Like I said, he was my favorite Pokemon. No, I definitely like Blaziken more, like his final evolution. but
Before it was that.
because yeah, I remember I had the whole thing and he's going to Mega Evolve, and I was actually debating whether or not I was going to, because I was going to get it, I was debating on whether or not I was going to leave him a Combustion or not. So what did I do?
I had a
Full-on fire team. Well, almost. It almost would have been. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I attempted to use a full team. Don't know why I used Surf again. Because I need to conserve power points so I can finish this fake gym before long. Yeah, because, okay. Side note, there's so many things that the anime just kind of didn't really cover. Or they covered in an alternate way. Like the fighting dojo, they didn't do anything with that. And maybe you could say there's the Kaz and Yaz gym. Yeah, maybe that was their version of covering it, but yeah. Anyways, so my team for that is my starter, Delphox, because I always picked the fire starter up to that point. Then, because at the time, I liked Charizard more than Blastoise at the time, so I picked Charizard when that was an offer. So, okay, now I have 2 fire types. Then, my third Pokemon, I was using the Blaziken. Yeah, I was using the Blaziken. Yeah. So I was using the Blaziken that you got for the special, that you could Mega Evolve. So that was 3 fire types. And then, I don't think I was using a full team, actually. I think I was using only 5. Because I think originally I was just going to use just those 3. Yeah, because I think originally I was going to use those 3. Then, wait, no. I think it was actually, I only used 4 Pokemon again. Because I did use the Lapras, and I did get the Lapras to put it on my team, but I didn't use it. But I did use the Lucario. I don't remember what the last team member was, but I'm pretty sure it was an HM slave. Listen, I'm pretty sure I have these access to these Pokemon somewhere, but I might have mixed them in with some other ones, so I might not be able to find these specific ones anyways. Now, as for Y, no, X, because Y was my main, X was my secondary. Which is interesting if I thought
to think about it. Typically, the one I like to have as my quote-unquote main.
Typically, it's the first one you usually say. I think the exceptions are, I think, Y and Moon. I could be wrong, because like I said, been a while. But yeah, I think it's, I'm pretty sure it's Y. Okay, so red and blue, it was red. Even though sometimes I consider blue because I prefer Blastoise. And I like it when the Pokemon I have matches it, but red was still the first one I played. Gold and silver was gold. Ruby and sapphire was ruby. Fire and leaf green was fire red. Diamond and Pearl was diamond. Heart Gold, Soul Silver was heart gold. What else? Okay. Technically it was white. Yeah, I picked white version and black. So black 2, but not not black, sadly. So that's 1. So black. X and Y, I did Y.
I think part of it is because typically the first one is typically the more redder one, and I like red. But then again, I guess that doesn't make sense with Diamond and Pearl, but Pearl was more pink. I don't know. Next to my Moogie Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was Omega Ruby. There we go. Up these stairs. I still sometimes when I'm doing this puzzle, I keep thinking I'm doing it wrong. Okay, so moon. Okay, definitely did not do that right. I'm thinking this is the one I have to go up to do the switch. No, because there's no one here to do the switch. Oh, I think I just hit this. Okay. This is why of all the other ones I get straight to it, and now I can't. Now I can't get to it. Wow. It's like they didn't. It's like they just randomly changed the layout. Is that wrong? You're supposed to go up top? But isn't that one a dead end too? Oh, no it's not. Okay. I don't know. Blast shouldn't take as long as it did. Anyways. So back to the story. Yeah, so... Okay. Sword and shield. Brilliant diamond. Scarlet. Yeah. Yeah. So it's Moon, Y, and the black. Or white, really. So anyways, okay, so moving on. Back to the original thing I was doing. Apparently I forgot to turn that back on.
So, okay, where was I? I was doing X and Y. So, yeah, Y. That's what I had. I think the nether one was just a random HM slave.
Yeah, so do.
What the heck were the other ones?
Who am I missing? Okay.
As for Y, no, X, I used
Lucario again. So I used Lucario. My starter was...
Yeah, would have been... Chestnut, and I think I actually ended up using Charizard again. Because I think it was Chestnut, Lucario, Charizard. Yeah, I think that was it. Like, I generally don't remember who else I used. I think that was it, though. Because, yeah, I think this was still when I think I went back to using only 3 main Pokemon. Despite the fact that there's an EXP share, but I don't know. I think it's because it wasn't just because of that. I think it also just... Yeah, I think it was also because of HMs and stuff. Yeah. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came around, and technically...
My first playthrough of Omega Ruby... Actually, funny enough, technically, my first
playthrough of Omega Ruby and my first playthrough of
Alpha Sapphire was the same. Because I really wanted to play... Because, well, first off, they removed the ability, since they removed the custom outfits and stuff, I just wanted to play through as Kaylee, and I didn't have the money at the time to get both. And so I ended up doing a Kaylee run, which basically my team was, of course, Swampert, Sceptile, and I think I also ended up using a Camerupt. I don't remember if I used, like, I don't remember exactly how many of the Pokemon I actually ended up fully using,
if I remember right. I remember those 3. And I'm pretty sure I did the same thing when I played Alpha Sapphire, because what I did is I ended up, basically I went back and I picked up those characters.
Yeah, I replayed it. So outside of that, yeah, it was just the usual Blaziken, Gardevoir, Mightyena. I think that's all I did with Omega Ruby when I did the regular one. Actually, they even did less than that. Anyways, next would be oh, what's the name of that poke? What's the next one? Sun and Moon. There. Alright. Probably yeah, I'm starting to get wore out. So mostly because I think I'm hungry and yeah, I'm getting tired. So mostly I'm probably gonna try to do both the gyms and yeah, I'll try to do both gyms and then we'll see what happens after that. I might try the pre-league rival fight. If I can get past this, because like I said, I'm just kind of
Trying to think of what else.
Yeah, I know there's more, but unfortunately, I don't fully remember.
Okay, well, I might be able to.
let's see. My original Moon Sun team. No, Moon was my main one. My team, I had Decidueye the first and only time that I've not picked the fire for my first time. I did technically pick fire for the other one, but so I had Decidueye, I had Decidueye, Salazzle. I think for a bit I attempted Alolan Marowak, but I eventually swapped him out. Sadly, those are the only ones I fully like. Those ones are the only ones I can fully remember at the time. Because there wasn't any HM, so I think I did attempt the full team, both of them. But the only other ones I remember, the other one was, I remember I was using a...
Oh, yeah. Both of them, I also use a Lycanroc.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they both use
Lycanroc and Sun, too. And I also used Incineroar. Pretty sure I had a full team. I don't think I did only 3. Because by that point, the experience share was, as weird as it is to say, it was doing a lot better because it actually allowed the characters like that.
Maybe just like the level curve or whatever.
Either way, I did that. My Pokemon did Pokemon things. And we lived happily ever after. Yeah, like I said, I'm tired. Yeah, I know it's only 10, but I don't know why I'm just tired. I think it's probably because I'm also a little hungry. Moving on. The next one would be so unfortunately Village of this doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to hit that 5-hour mark. I got over half though.
I think it's interesting it says one watching now, and I don't know if that's me or not since I technically have it open.
Alright. Anyways, so with that, next I would say, okay, so I'm pretty sure I had more than those on my team.
No, hold up. Okay.
I think I had a Shinotic on one of them. Yeah. I think I used the Bubble Spider on Sun, and I used Shinotic on the other. Yeah. I didn't use Toucannon on either of them. I should have better access to these than the others, but yeah, like I said, it's hard to remember. Actually, okay, I don't have my original Moon playthrough, but I do have my original Sun playthrough. As for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I honestly don't remember. Because I don't even remember if I even used JC for one of them. Because I think I ended up using my, I don't know. Because the only thing I remember was when I got it, I remember rushing through it instead of my usual. Yeah, because I think that was the first time I didn't, in the first playthrough, where I stopped to try to talk to everyone who was available. And I think that's the first time I did that. So, yeah. So if that's the case, then that means that yeah. Anyways, so if that's the case, then that means that okay, I need to go heal my team. Mostly because I only have like one Surf left, so. Yeah, because I don't remember what I used. I might not even use the full team. Sword and Shield. See if I can remember. For Sword, maybe I'll come back to this later. Because the reason why okay, actually, no, I do have my original, well, maybe. I say maybe because technically I did reset my original save file. Forgot Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but at one point I was planning on going back to using male JC, and so I reset it to try to use a male one. But, yeah. Fun fact, this picture will add a thing to your fame checker. Let's see. Anyways, as they say in Yoden country, surf's up. Anyways, so, moving on. Okay, so you had that. I want to say the next one would be... I remember the starter was in Cinder. The reason why I say I might wait, because I can literally just show you on my Switch ones. Okay, maybe not my original Sword. I did keep my original Shield save file, so I can literally just show you at some point. Sword, okay. What I remember is I used Incinerate, the Psychic Bug, and that's all I can remember. I have it in Pokemon Home somewhere, so if I really wanted to look, I can find it. Pretty sure I even have them like laid out properly too. Oh, hey, look, we hit the gym. It's funny. Next up is what's the next Oh, let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Like I said, I have both of these save files. I can just show you these. No. I need to deposit the Hitmonchan. Do I technically have to? No. Do I want to? Yes. Okay. With that said, I should be able to finish it next session, depending on how the league goes. I guess technically Victor Road as well, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure, yeah, I know the one, definitely they were separate. Me finishing and getting through Victor Road, and the other one. So I don't know how... Is it pretty sure the same thing with Venusaur? Oh. Oh! Side... Okay. Yeah, the rest, I literally still have the save file. I can just show you it. But, at some point. But... Let's see. I know I have the save file, but it's handy. Quickly easy to look it up. But that's something I actually wouldn't mind attempting at some point. Trying to beat, like, I forget exactly, what was it? Trying to beat each of the Pokemon games within like a week. Except, no, it's more just one of each region, I think it was. My, like, but you have to do it like within a within a week. My biggest problem is I don't really have a reliable way. Because okay, I don't have a reliable way to play Gen 3, Gen 4 and Gen 5. No, actually, no, 4, 5, and 6 on and 7. And no, yeah, basically the DS and the 3DS games, because I don't have a capture card. I guess I could just use an emulator if I really wanted to, but my 3DS emulator is exactly the best.
At least, well, maybe. Because yeah, actually no, I don't think I actually really tried getting the 3DS emulator on my computer. So I guess I could just do that.
For those games?
I don't know. I mean, if I could use speed up, it's 100% possible. For me. Granted, probably the way I do it is, since I don't actually have a full week to just stop and play nothing but Pokemon, I would probably just, I'd stream the time I have it, and if the time is within the time frame of a week, I will count it. So more, it's like, what? $24 times 7, 168 hours.
I think I could potentially do it.
Yeah, with some determining stuff. Because despite how quickly Charizard, like how easy Charizard got through things, I guess that's a good question. Because like, I guess it's mostly because since I just have to beat the game, I don't have to do it in any specific way. Charizard would still be easy because for okay, well first off, I have to remember okay. Technically, I'm playing only the original ones and only one of them, which means I'm not doing third versions and I'm not doing remakes. So I'm going to be playing red or blue, or most likely red. I'll be playing red as opposed to fire red,
Which doesn't make a difference.
So, in theory, I could, because I keep thinking that you actually don't get, forgot about poison point. Yep. Of course. Instant regret, yay.
Anyways, if I remember right, you don't. I think Charizard stuck with Ember a lot longer in Gen 1 than he is in Gen 3.
So I might need to consider running 2 Pokemon and not 1. Which I guess Nidoking is, because Nidoking is used in most speedruns, so. No. I generally don't like Hydro Pump. 2 lower power points, and yeah. I mean, I might raise like 2 Pokemon, Charizard and 1 other one
That can help with his
problems. Not sure who that'd be though. Yeah, not sure who that'd be. I don't think. Let's see. When I play Gold, for sure Typhlosion because fire is just that good in that generation. Who should I use? Because I probably should use a second type. I don't know. I could just speed run with just Typhlosion. Solo run it. I might do like a little research or whatnot, so I could see when you get when you locate certain Pokemon, or in items and stuff. But yeah. As for Hoenn, I would love to pick my boy Blaziken. But Swampert actually quicker. Yeah,
I solo runned it with
yeah, I solo run Sapphire using Swampert, and yeah,
he was just that much better. So
honestly, I'm probably just going to use
this Swampert.
The others I don't really have it full on. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Even though most likely, for example, most likely
for the games before the experience share, I'm not running a full team. One, because I'm gonna have the level advantage, which is gonna help. but I'm probably not going to try to solo run it, so I might do maybe 3 Pokemon? 2 or 3 Pokemon. Not sure which ones I'll pick just yet until I play it, but yeah. Why is my brain blanking on? Okay. No, it's not Pidgey. Staraptor, that's what it is. I'm like, I know what that Pokemon's called, but yeah, I'll probably do like.
Actually, I might even. Well, I might instead of.
Well, I don't know. Well, I can use Staraptor and whatever other one I end up using. Not sure which other one I'm going to be using, though.
This is a good question.
Yeah. This was like, oh, I should try this Brick Break. No, poison point. Alright, we have 9, count them, 9 power points.
You take an idea about
Anyways. After Giovanni, I will attempt to do, what's this? I'll try the pre-league rival. This is fun. Oh, you can't. That makes me sad. Let's see. Doo-doo.
Yeah. I don't think I've played the others enough. The only thing I probably like.
I haven't decided. I'm probably not going to include the Legends games. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I should or not. Because they're not core series. It's hard to explain.
Because they're not technically spin-offs.
But they're not. But they are still separate from the others, the Legends games. That's why they're called Legends, and not just blue version. You know what I mean? So that's why I might only include the core Pokemon games. So I'm not going to be including ZA, and I'm not going to include Arceus. I think someone, because I remember seeing this challenge, someone doing it, and they did like the full week or whatever,
but I don't know if Scarlet and Violet was out by that point. I'm definitely hoping I don't want, like, I wish I could have used that audio from my clip. Because I'm talking about so much random stuff. That's crazy. That's so much slower in the original games. And he's gonna heal quick. And hopefully have a nice and easy pre-league rival fight. Figure out which of these Pokemons are going to be in trouble. I don't think depends. Because I know he eventually grabs Solar Beam, which is a 2-turn attack, so that gives me a chance to knock it out. But I'm not going to know if it's actually going to be able to knock it out. Would love just like a random shot. Yeah, random shiny. Here we go. I would hate though if I like was playing a legit copy of the game and a full-on shiny shows up, but I'm doing like a challenge run that makes it so that I don't have the Pokemon. That'd be sad. I mean, Pokeballs. Not even necessarily like, because I definitely are gonna have a shiny Pokemon equals we stopped it to get the shiny Pokemon. I miss the fact that Rapid Spin can increase your speed. I started that in like Scarlet and Violet. No, Sword and Shield. What am I saying? Alright. See what happens. I don't like that. This is gonna take a bit. Of course you use Razor Leaf. Don't. Okay, good. It's super weird to think about, like, oh, like it's like, at the same time, it's like, you have to ask. Is it because, it's not that Blastoise isn't bad, it's just the Pokemon you have to face because you pick Blastoise, you know? Alright, exactly 200, sweet. I probably had the exact 200 for this entire time. This is like the first time I actually, you know, was using a potion that did that. So, I don't know. Let me look. Because I'm wondering if I should swap out Rapid Spin for Strength. Because by the time he comes out, because I'm pretty sure Strength has this, if you count the black sunglasses, the black glasses or whatever, it's gonna have the same amount of power. Oh, wait, you summoned the rain? You silly boy. I don't know why I didn't like, See, I'm a little slow right now. It's past my bedtime. Actually, I don't know. Well, okay, if this was a weeknight, well, my weeknight, because, you know, I always have a 3-day weekend. It probably would. It would be, but, you know, I have a 3-day weekend. Okay, not terrible. Once again, the starter was the really hard one. I'm gonna check something. Because he does have an attack lowering nature, doesn't he? I think so. His attack is so much higher. Yeah, but strength doesn't... Shit. I'll consider strength before I use X items. Because it's gonna do more power, right? Not only, like, it's about the same because Bite is 60 base power. Add the sunglasses, it's gonna be close enough. But the difference between... Bite glasses, okay, cool. I wanted to see how much Bite was. Yeah. It might be like 70, 75-ish, but even then the difference between like their attack stat and stuff. Because like the main difference is Bite can flinch. So you might be able to knock it out quicker, but I'm also pretty sure he uses Solar Beam. So that gives me more time to knock it out. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, sorry I wasn't able to get to the 5 hours. I guess setting up did help me a little bit, but I need to get me something to eat, and don't know what I'm gonna do after that. But yeah.
Sadly, I didn't get to the 4 hour mark.
Anyways, either way, so much everyone, so much for watching. Like I said, want to watch this again?
It'll be on Twitch and Facebook for a bit,
or you can head to @JCKane on YouTube, and you'll find me, and you'll find us again. It'll definitely be there. Right? Okay. Bye.